Welcome jewels of inestimable value. They say the strongest hearts are the ones that beat alone, not out of necessity, but by choice. In a world that often equates relationship status with happiness, the Sigma female defies expectations, embracing a life that others might not understand but can't help but be intrigued by. She's not single because she has to be. She's single because she refuses to settle for anything less than extraordinary. In a society obsessed with labels and timelines, she's quietly rewriting the rules, choosing solitude over superficiality and independence over conformity. This isn't about loneliness. It's about living life on her own terms, unapologetically and without compromise. So why is she single? The reasons might just surprise you. Number 1, an unconventional approach to love. When it comes to love, a Sigma female isn't following any of the usual scripts. She's not interested in the typical dinner and a movie kind of romance where everything feels like it's been rehearsed 1,000 times before. For her, love needs to be as unique as she is, something that challenges her, excites her, and maybe even scares her a little. She's not here for the mundane or the predictable. She craves a connection that feels like it's rewriting the rules. Her approach to love is like an unsolved puzzle. It's not about the grand gestures or the cheesy lines. It's about the subtle, often unexpected moments that leave a lasting impact. She's drawn to relationships that make her think, that push her out of her comfort zone, and that grow with her over time. The idea of settling into something comfortable and easy, it's not just unappealing, it's downright boring. This unconventional take on love can be a bit intimidating to those who are used to more traditional relationships. People might not get why she's still single, but the truth is, she's just waiting for the kind of connection that doesn't come along every day. She's looking for someone who can match her intensity, who doesn't mind that she's fiercely independent and isn't interested in playing by anyone else's rules. The catch is, finding this kind of love isn't exactly easy. It takes time, patience, and a lot of self-awareness, things that most people don't have the luxury or the guts to invest in. But she's not in a rush. She's willing to wait for the real deal, the kind of love that feels like an adventure rather than a routine. Until then, she's perfectly happy being single, knowing that when the right person comes along, they'll be ready to dive into something truly extraordinary with her. And if that doesn't happen, well, she's already living an extraordinary life on her own terms, and she's not about to change that for anything less than remarkable. Number 2, guarded heart for true love. A Sigma female isn't playing the dating game just to pass the time. She's in it for something real, something that makes her soul sit up and take notice. That's why she's so protective of her heart. It's not that she's cold or unfeeling. It's just that she knows her worth and isn't about to hand it over to someone who doesn't deserve it. She's seen too many people dive headfirst into relationships that end up being nothing but heartache, and she's not interested in being another statistic. Her heart is like a well-guarded treasure, and she's only going to unlock it for someone who truly gets her. This isn't about being picky, it's about being smart. She's not going to waste her emotional energy on flings or fleeting crushes. Instead, she's saving it for a connection that's deep, genuine, and worth the wait. To her, love isn't something you just give away, it's something you invest in carefully. And she's not in any rush to throw her chips on the table. This might make her seem a bit elusive, maybe even mysterious. But that's just because she's not broadcasting her feelings all over the place. When she does open up, it's because she's found someone who sees beyond the surface. Someone who understands that she's not just looking for romance. She's looking for something rare. So, while others might misinterpret her caution as indifference, the truth is she's simply waiting for a love that's as intentional and thoughtful as she is. When the right person comes along, they'll realize they've stumbled upon something special. A woman who knows how to love deeply, but isn't afraid to wait for the one who's truly worth her time. And when that happens, her heart won't just be open, it'll be all in, with no reservations. Until then, she's perfectly content keeping it under lock and key, knowing that when the time comes, it'll be for something extraordinary. Number 3, defying relationship timelines. A Sigma female treats relationship timelines the way she treats fashion trends. She's aware of them, but she couldn't care less about following them. While others might feel the pressure to pair up by a certain age or hit life's traditional milestones, she's busy setting her own. She's not interested in racing to the finish line just because society says it's time. Her life is more of an uncharted adventure than a checklist. And if that means taking a detour from the conventional path, so be it. She's the type of person who would rather invest time in something meaningful than rush into a relationship that feels more like a societal obligation than a genuine connection. It's not that she's avoiding commitment, she's avoiding the kind of commitment that's born out of panic, not passion. When friends start getting hitched or having kids, she's genuinely happy for them. But it's not going to change her course. She knows that finding the right person doesn't come with an expiration date. In fact, she finds the whole "you're not getting any younger" spiel quite amusing. As if true love has an age limit or a deadline. She's not on a mission to settle down because the phrase alone makes her cringe. Settling, not her style. Down, not when she's constantly on the rise. If the right person comes along at 25 or 45, she'll embrace it. But until then, she's perfectly content living her life on her own terms. Timelines be damned. The irony is, while everyone else is stressing about where they should be by now, she's probably somewhere fabulous, sipping a coffee and planning her next big move. No partner required. And the best part? She's doing it all with a sense of calm that's both enviable and a little bit magical. Because for her, life isn't about fitting into a pre-made mold, it's about creating one that's entirely her own. Number 4. Disruption of traditional gender roles. A Sigma female doesn't care much for the outdated playbook of traditional gender roles, especially in relationships. She's not here to fit into anyone's narrow expectations, and she's definitely not waiting around for some knight in shining armor to swoop in and save her. In fact, she's more likely to be the one saving the day, thank you very much. This independence can throw people off, especially those who are used to more conventional dynamics. She's not interested in being someone's damsel in distress or the passive half of a relationship. She's the kind of woman who takes charge of her own life, and she's looking for a partner who's not just okay with that, but genuinely respects and admires it. If someone expects her to play by the old rules, cooking, cleaning, and waiting around for a man to make decisions, they're in for a rude awakening. It's not that she's anti-relationship, she's anti-stereotype. She wants a partnership that's built on mutual respect and shared goals, not one where she has to downplay her strengths to make someone else feel comfortable. She's single because she's not going to pretend to be someone she's not, just to make a relationship work. She'd rather be alone and fully herself than in a relationship where she has to shrink or compromise her values. This doesn't mean she's against traditional roles for those who choose them. It's just that she's carved out her own path, one that doesn't fit neatly into any predefined box. And until she finds someone who's on the same page, she's happy to keep doing her own thing. After all, she knows that the right person will love her, not despite her independence, but because of it. And that's the kind of relationship worth waiting for, even if it means being single a little longer. Number 5. Deep introspection over superficial connections. A Sigma female's standards aren't just high, they're practically orbiting another planet. It's not that she's picky for the sake of it, she just knows exactly what she wants and isn't going to waste time on anything less. Her standards are a reflection of the life she's built for herself, rich, full, and brimming with purpose. If someone can't keep up, it's not her job to slow down. When she meets someone new, she's not just looking at the surface, she's mentally running through a checklist that most people wouldn't even think of. Does this person have ambition? Are they intellectually stimulating? Can they hold a conversation that doesn't revolve around the latest TV show or what they had for lunch? If the answer is no, they're politely but swiftly shown the door. This approach might make her seem unattainable, but the truth is, she's simply protecting her peace. She's worked hard to create a life that fulfills her, and she's not about to let just anyone waltz in and disrupt that balance. She'd rather be single and thriving than in a relationship that feels like a compromise. Some might call her standards impossible, but she calls them non-negotiable. After all, she's not looking for someone to complete her. She's already whole. What she's searching for is someone who complements her, someone who adds value to the life she's perfectly capable of living on her own. And until she finds that, she's happy to keep her standards sky high, knowing that the right person will meet her there. In the meantime, she's enjoying every moment of her single life, unbothered by the noise, and perfectly content waiting for a love that's worth every single bit of her exceptional standards. Number 6. Peaceful life over unnecessary drama, allergic to dramatic bull. A Sigma female isn't just avoiding drama, she's practically allergic to it. She can sniff out unnecessary chaos from a mile away, and she's not about to let it invade her life. Drama to her is like an annoying pop-up ad that she instantly clicks away from. She's got too much going on to deal with the emotional roller coasters that some people seem to thrive on. If a potential partner comes with baggage, she's not interested in playing the role of emotional bellhop. This doesn't mean she's afraid of emotions or difficult conversations. Quite the opposite. She's just selective about where she invests her energy. She's mastered the art of picking her battles, and pointless arguments or petty conflicts don't make the cut. If someone can't communicate without turning everything into a soap opera, she's out. She's not here for the endless back and forths or the he said she said nonsense. She values her peace too much to let anyone disturb it with trivialities. Her avoidance of drama often leaves people wondering if she's cold or detached. But the reality is, she's just prioritizing her mental well-being. She's not interested in relationships that feel like a constant storm. She's looking for calm waters. Someone who brings more stress than joy into her life isn't going to stick around for long. She's learned that peace of mind is priceless, and she's not about to trade it for a relationship that's high on drama and low on substance. By steering clear of drama, she's able to focus on the things that truly matter: her goals, her passions, and the people who actually bring value to her life. And if that means being single a little longer, so be it. She's not losing sleep over it. Instead, she's spending her time exactly the way she wants, free from the drama that so many others seem to get caught up in. For her, peace isn't just a preference, it's a necessity, and she's not going to let anyone disturb it. Number 7. Strategic focus on long-term goals. A Sigma. Females' strategic focus on long-term goals often means she's deeply invested in her personal vision for the future, to the point where relationships can sometimes take a back seat. Her dedication to achieving her dreams isn't a mere hobby. It's a central part of her identity. She meticulously plans her path, whether that's advancing in her career, mastering a skill, or pursuing ambitious projects that align with her values. This commitment to her long-term goals means she's constantly working on something that fuels her passion and drives her forward. To her, every action and decision is a step toward her grand vision, and this laser focus can sometimes make it seem like she's putting relationships on hold. But it's not about avoiding romantic connections. It's about prioritizing her aspirations and ensuring that any relationship she enters complements her journey rather than distracts from it. This can be a tough sell for those who don't quite understand her drive. People might see her dedication as an excuse to stay single, but the truth is, she's simply not willing to let anything, romantic or otherwise, derail her progress. Her life is a carefully crafted masterpiece, and she's not interested in adding anything that doesn't fit into the grand design. Her long-term focus doesn't mean she's incapable of love. It just means she's looking for someone who shares her vision, or, at the very least, supports her in reaching her goals. She's not interested in temporary flings or relationships that might pull her off track. For her, the right partner would be someone who not only respects her ambitions, but also inspires her to reach even higher. Until then, she'll continue forging ahead, fueled by her goals and driven by her dreams, all while keeping an eye out for the person who understands and complements this ambitious journey. Number 8. Prioritizing personal growth over relationship status. A Sigma female's commitment to personal growth often overshadows any concerns about her relationship status. She's not just going through the motions of life. She's on a relentless quest for self-improvement and fulfillment. Her focus is on evolving into the best version of herself, whether it's through acquiring new skills, pursuing passions, or tackling personal challenges. For her, personal growth isn't a side project, it's the main event. This dedication to self-improvement means she's constantly pushing her boundaries and setting new goals. She's probably the type to have a list of achievements and aspirations that could rival a superhero's resume. Relationships, while important, don't eclipse her drive for self-betterment. If a relationship doesn't contribute positively to her personal development, she's unlikely to prioritize it. People might see this as a lack of interest in romantic connections, but it's more about her refusing to let anything, including a relationship, hinder her progress. She values partners who understand and support her growth rather than expecting her to fit into a predefined role or to sacrifice her ambitions for the sake of the relationship. Her focus on personal growth often means that she's not just waiting for the right person to come along. She's actively becoming the person she wants to be. And while she's open to love, she's not about to compromise her journey for the sake of meeting societal expectations or filling a relationship status box. Her single status isn't a sign of a lack of options. It's a testament to her dedication to living a life that's both purposeful and continuously evolving. In the end, a Sigma female's single status is not a reflection of inadequacy, but a testament to her extraordinary standards and unyielding commitment to her personal growth. She's not waiting for a relationship to complete her. She's too busy crafting a life that's already rich and fulfilling on her own terms. Her independence isn't a barrier to love, but a beacon for someone who can appreciate and enhance the exceptional world she's built. For her, being single is simply a byproduct of prioritizing her passions, goals, and the kind of meaningful connection that matches her extraordinary life. So, while others might question her single status, she's content knowing that when the right person arrives, they'll find a life so beautifully lived that it's worth every bit of the wait. Thanks, Jules, for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now and God bless.